it's hard to highlight one thing because that'll take the entire month.
Sure.
Between the bowling and the simulators and putt.
Hi, I'm Russ, and this is the Memory Makers Podcast, the show that helps you create amazing customer experiences and make more memories. All right, gang, we have the next of our AAMA FEC of the Year Finalist series, and I am joined today by Mr. Chris Barton of Uptown Alley in Surprise, Arizona. Chris, how we doing today?
Doing well, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're excited to dive in a little bit. Now, as we were chatting before we started recording, you've been with Uptown since day one for about 13 years now. And obviously Uptown has a number of locations. I forget what the final count is currently at the moment because you guys don't sit still well, but
yeah, as of right now, we are sitting at 3. At one point we did have one in China, and that one kind of has done its own thing. So we're not affiliated, but we do have 3 in the continental.
Cool. And when you guys are looking at opening a new location, obviously Uptown Alley has been up and open for a little bit, but when was the official opening date for that store?
So for here in Surprise, it's kind of interesting. We are technically the second store because they broke ground on the Virginia location first. Mm-hmm. But we actually opened 6 months before the other location. So we took over an extra building. It was already here. It had some of the interior stuff already done. So May of 2012 is when we opened.
Fabulous. Now, seeing that, and obviously now having that be 13, 14 years later since opening with all of that, you see things change. There's always new attractions, there's new advancements in software and tech and all of the things that can have a positive impact on the guest experience. Do you guys have the same mix of attractions that you did when you started with that location, or what have you added since initially opening to make out your portfolio for today?
So we have changed a lot. It really depends on kind of what's new and happening in the world of entertainment. We were very heavily bowling centered. Then we went to with a lot of arcade as well. And now we've kind of added a few more things in there. We went to more virtual reality, a lot more. We kind of started going more towards the arcade side, seeing as that's the biggest. That was the biggest attraction. That was the thing that really was a very strong one. The bowling, you can only do so much. You can only have so many lanes. It's a little hard to add on lanes at that point, but
sure.
As time goes on, you just see that it's more technology. It's more virtual. It's more, just kind of simulators. The world just keeps evolving. So you got to stay current. Got to keep kind of reinventing yourself and finding out what's going on in the market. That's Absolutely. What we tried to do.
Well, it's a good and a bad thing because you always feel like you're in this kind of entertainment arms race of, okay, well, we just got through doing this heavy lift of adding in mini golf or adding in the X, Y, or Z. Now we have to learn this, but also keep an eye on for what else is coming down the pike. So it's, no rest for the wicked, as I say, but, it's being that force for good out there for sure.
That arms race, I like that.
Yeah, it's just never ending. It's always going. So give me an idea of how many employees do you guys have at the Surprise location specifically?
So we just came out of banquet season. Obviously, typically have a little bit more than that. But we're probably usually around like between 50 to 65, sometimes 70, just depends.
Gotcha. And total square footage that you guys have for the space as a whole?
Just barely under 60,000 square feet.
Gotcha. And so that's some arcade, it's some virtual reality, you guys have Lucky Putt and you have bowling, and then food and beverage wise, do you guys have more of a sit down restaurant, or do you guys do a little more quick service? What's that look like for you on the food and beverage side?
So we very much heavily prioritize the food and beverage side of it. Everything is craft. We really try, and I would say about 95% of our menu is made from scratch.
Wow.
We make our own dough, proof our own dough, make our own sauces. There's really not much that we don't make ourselves. besides maybe like the high volume items, like we're not going to be making our own buns and
Sure.
that kind of stuff. But otherwise, we really try and keep it very crafty, very fresh. So yeah, we're a full sit down restaurant. We would like our name to be in there with all the other restaurants around the valley and around the West Valley. But it's a hard thing to overcome when people think of you as a bowling alley. They expect bowling alley food and then they get blown away, which is great. But we also want our name in there. We want to be known as a full service restaurant as well.
Sure. Now, do you guys take some special focus on your sales and marketing outreach, whether it's social media presence or just other things, to really shine a light on that? Because it seems to me that, especially with, there's more and more for folks to be able to do out there, and not having a solid food and beverage operation is a quick way to kind of make your way down the list instead of staying up at the top. So are you guys consistently shining a light on that to make sure to get the word out and seeing the results from that?
Yeah. So the hard part is when you do have some of everything, it's hard to highlight one thing because that'll take the entire month.
Sure.
Between the bowling and the simulators and putt, virtual, limitless, like arcade, and then you've got the drink specials, you got March Madness, you got so many different things going. Boy, is it tough to kind of highlight everything.
Yeah.
But we have done some things here and there, and our chef that we have currently, phenomenal. He's been all over the country. He was doing Friday night with sushi, and that's not something you're going to get at most bowling alleys or FECs.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, we try and highlight it. It's just hard to highlight everything all the time. So
yeah. Here's Uptown Alley's, food and beverage page, and here's our attractions page. You can get sideways pretty quick trying to juggle all of that.
Yep.
So when you look at your team, and let's say coming out of banquet season like you guys just did, but also knowing, hey, here, not before too long, we're going to be ramping up into spring break season and some of that. As you're going through the hiring process and bringing team members on, what are some of the critical things that you guys look for first and foremost in order to make sure that they're going to be a good fit for you guys and ultimately be an asset to creating a better guest experience?
So for me, some of the biggest things is teachability. If they're open to teachability, if they come in firing about how much they know and how much they already have done this business, that's great, and that's a huge asset. I love humility. Humility is one of the things I search for. It's very drawing for me. So teachability is huge. And then just the personality. If you're a bubbly personality and you just exude, I want to be around you because you're fun, that's the person that I want. That's the person I'm really looking for. What I tell people all the time is, our business is entertainment. You need to exude entertainment and fun. That's what we do. That's our business that we sell. Yeah. So those are some of the things that I look for.
I love that. Well, and when you are initially opening up for applications, do you guys do kind of group interviews? Do you kind of just skim the list and whittle it down pretty quickly? Or how does that initial vetting process go for you guys?
Well, like everything else, we've gone to online, people apply, and then we can kind of do a quick search. Mm-hmm. But truthfully, anyone that calls, I tell them you can come down between these hours, Monday through Friday. And if there's a manager here and we have the time, I would love to talk to them.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm a little old school. Again, the vetting process is great. You can see where they've been, but again, I hire the people. I don't hire a resume. I hire the people. So if they come down and they show the initiative, I love that. You come dressed for the occasion. I love that. And then just how easy are you to talk to? That all plays a huge part in that. So again, what we do as people, that's kind of that's what my business is centered around. So I love to get to know people and read people. Again, a resume will tell you where you've been, but I want to see who you are and where you've come from.
That's a great distinction for sure, because whether it's engineering kind of scenarios or things for them to kind of test out and see how they would adapt or react in certain situations is one thing. But again, that, if it's a younger, person that's applying, like their mom may or may not have helped them fill out the application or do those answers or chat GPT and things. And so
exactly.
I need to be able to see what your energy is and how you show up and go that route. And there's just not a true substitute for that, still, unless we can get you in and actually get a sense of who you are. I love that.
Yeah.
When you are looking at the guest experience for folks that are coming, what are the most critical areas of the guest experience that you and the team focus on, whether it's, hey, when they first come in, or it's when they're leaving, or it's when they do a certain piece? Like, how do you guys coach and train new and existing team members of, hey, these are some of the most critical aspects of our guest experience. This is what success looks like, and here's what we should be looking for with that.
So the biggest thing that I believe is the thing that sets us apart is service. I want my team to be able to go to the guest, and I want them to be able to tell me, hey, what did you do today that the guest is going to remember tomorrow? Mm-hmm. So it's the service. They come here expecting to spend money. They come here expecting to have fun. So really, we just need to not screw that up, in my opinion. But to really make them think about us later, they need to remember something that we did to go above and beyond that's just stuck out to them. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. Whether it's a quick game card, whether it's really just kind of connecting with the guests at the table, I don't care what it is. Just tell me one thing that you did to make the guest remember you or Uptown Alley. That's kind of our measure of success. Is how memorable are we to people, and when they leave, do they feel like they got a good value?
Yeah. Well, and you'd mentioned, hey, a gift card or something where you can do just, this is a $10 or $20 gift card that has a huge value impression for the guest, but it's not something that necessarily we know is on the operation side is not a, oh my gosh, we're not just setting $100 bills on fire either. Right. What is there a favorite moment that you have when you've talked to one of your team members of, hey, how did you make this memorable for them, or something that stands out as gosh, I just love that they took the initiative. They went this extra step. What comes to mind for you on that front?
So when a team member comes to me and they tell me about an encounter that they had with a guest, and it's not, hey, they tipped me great. They don't care about that, but they care about, oh, they were just so nice. They were this, they were that. Like, all I did was this, and it just meant the world to them. Mm. To me, that's what really is that sign of, like, you get it. You get what we're here for. You get that we're here for the people. And you're not just here for their money. That's why we all come to a job. But you're here to make a memorable experience. That's success to me. That's kind of what really sticks out.
Well, I consistently say we are ridiculously lucky to get to do what we do because of this industry, where I don't know of too many other places where you see such a direct fulfillment tied to the output of your work. Right. And so whether it's seeing kids coming out of an attraction or having a moment with a mom who seems overwhelmed and like, hey, can I get you a glass of wine or something like that, to where, I don't know, for me, and when I talk with folks, it's just, where can we make sure that the guests feel like they are seen and heard as a person? And that all can, hey, there may be little friction points and stuff along the way, but I felt like they actually cared about what this was. We're so lucky to be able to see that on a regular basis, that every day we step into these jobs, that we can see the direct end result of that work. And so it's great from an owner or an operator's perspective, because you can, for the right folks, you can create that Pavlovian response of, okay, here, this is who you are. This is what's moving your needle. Great. Here's, go out and do more of that. And I just don't know that everybody has the opportunity to do that in their day to day. So I love that that's where you guys are at, and focusing on what really, hey, this is what stands out, or this is what we know success looks like when a team member comes back and they're excited that they were able to have that impact. That's fantastic.
That's the instant gratification, that world that we live in.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't get any better instant gratification than some little kid just comes out here dancing and singing because he got a $5 game card.
Sure.
Like it's a little thing that we can do that really, you don't know the impact that makes on the parent, on the child.
Yeah,
I mean, that child's going to have that little stuffed animal all the way home, and that's going to be their new favorite thing. They're going to think about Uptown, and that's
absolutely.
just kind of that's the beauty of it. It's
Yeah.
the little tiny interactions daily that can really make a huge difference, and that's for me, that's the instant gratification, and that's you see it like with the team members from time to time when they get that as well. It's like that's what we're trying to do.
Love that. Well, so on that front, being having that impact with the guests as they come in, obviously when you have a location like Uptown, are there, you guys, I'm sure, get people that are, hey, we're doing a fundraiser, we're doing some of these things. What are some of the community involvement pieces that you guys try to be a part of? Is it just kind of an open door policy? Hey, anybody that comes in, we do a gift card for them no matter what, and it's a preset amount just so that way we can help? Or are there some specific philanthropic or charitable or even community groups that you guys really try to consistently partner with?
So, pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, we have special needs groups that are able to come in. They come in, they bowl, they get a good deal with that, they get some food. Our team members know most of them by first name and what they're going to have. So we've really kind of built a huge tie to that.
Yeah.
And that's just a day-to-day thing, and that's something that we've been doing. I can't even remember when that started, probably about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So that's awesome. But then you've got all the schools and all the promotions, the fundraisers for booster clubs, and just anything and everything around our area. We love to be a part of. We love to help with. Now, obviously, the business side comes into it. We can't
Sure.
just give away the house and give away to everybody. But I feel that we're pretty non-discriminatory about it. You pretty much have something that makes sense. Absolutely, we're here to support you. And then being close to the airfield as well, the airbase, Luke Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
We love partnering with them. Any chance we get to support our service members, we are all about it. So it there's tons of people that need the help and want the help, and we love to do it. But at some point, you do have to kind of start picking and choosing a little bit.
Sure. Sure. Well, when you are looking at, hey, we were talking about the entertainment arms race, and what are some things that are kind of coming down the pike? Are there anything that you guys have, hey, when we've tried something like this in the past, we've learned a hard lesson, and so now we have a little bit of a better filter set in order to kind of put things through its paces as we're trying something new? Are there areas and specifically that you guys are really focused on for 2026, saying, hey, we want to be much more diligent about incorporating either AI into our, CRM database or our customer engagement, or how are we, reactivating guests who may have come to us a while back? Like, what are some of the top initiatives that you guys are really focused on making the biggest impact for 2026?
Well, a lot more social media. I'll be 100% honest, it's not my forte, but I am so glad that I hire people that are. So we are trying to really make more of an impact on that, and really just get that out to the local areas.
Sure.
Other than that, AI has started to play a little bit of a role. Again, I wish I was smarter in this stuff as far as the technology part, but again, I hire the right people for that. So we are trying to find new and creative ways to get our name out there. To be a little bit more engaged. What is the new thing that people are looking for? So it's a tough one, but I would love to go back to the basics of simplifying things a little bit instead of offering anything and everything all the time. Let's really find the things that people do come back for, and let's focus on that. Again, it's kind of the people talk, and that's kind of the job, is listen to them and what do they want, and let's go after that. So
I love that.
that's going to be kind of the 2026 and hopefully into 2027.
I love it. Well, any favorite mistakes that you've made as you guys have taken on new adventures or changes within the location over the last 13 years that go, gosh, we will never do that again, but at least here we took this away from it?
Well, it's kind of an ongoing thing.
Okay.
I have my reservations towards certain types of entertainment.
Sure.
Just because, listen, technology is wonderful, and it's tough to keep up with. And as soon as you have the latest and greatest, 3 years down the road, it's old news, and then you have to update to the newest stuff, and boy, does that get expensive quick. So
Sure.
yeah, I can't really say specifically because, well, I don't want to throw anything under the bus, but
Sure.
the technology is the biggest thing. That it's something you need to get into, but at the same time, you got to find a way to make it sustainable and last. Make it last longer than 3 years. And with technology, that's a big ask.
Absolutely. One last question before we wrap up is, and I always love to get, just as we talk to switched on operators like yourself, any favorite book or saying or audiobook or podcast that you've either had in your quiver for a long time or just came across that has served you well?
Yes. So this book, no joke, it changed my entire view on what I'm capable of doing. Extreme Ownership.
Yeah.
From Jocko Willink. Man, that book alone took me from kind of being in the rat's race and trying to just keep afloat to I can conquer the world with this thing. So it's tough because it also puts all the blame and responsibility on you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's nothing within my realm that I can't fix or help or at least make a difference.
Absolutely.
And if I don't, that's still on me, and that sucks too. But that's how you kind of get better and how you push forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was a big eye-opening book, and it feels kind of daunting because you're like, well, essentially the core of the book is everything is my responsibility. Now, that doesn't mean that you are going to be then doing all of it, but to your point, how do we find the best people? If I'm weak in this area or if social media isn't my thing, how do I find a switched on cat that can actually take that and run with it and go with it? And then it's my job to educate myself enough to be understanding what they're trying to do and where they're trying to take it. And his follow-up book, The Dichotomy of Leadership, which goes into that kind of push and pull back and forth. I thought it was incredible. One, because you get these real world applications of, hey, as active military members, this is the principle, but here's how it translates into a real world business, with lower stakes kind of at play. But then really getting a true understanding of we have a heavy responsibility, but it doesn't mean that we do it alone either. Yeah. And that was, it's a phenomenal book. And he's awesome on the audiobook, which is how I did it, just because you get that super gruff, deep Jocko experience for sure.
And I don't know anyone that can't relate to it. I mean, if you're the hardcore, military guy, you're there. Mm-hmm. If you're the business mindset, you're there. If you're just the intellect, like there's something for everyone in there. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, I don't have anything for you. I don't know where to go from there, because that is the most empowering kind of book that I've ever read, and it changed everything that I do. So
I love it. Well, Chris, thank you again so much for taking the time. I know you are up to your eyeballs and making all the things happen over there, and working with the team to create awesome experiences. And congratulations on being a finalist for the AAMA FEC of the year. We'll look forward to seeing you out at Amusement Expo, good sir.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a 5-star review, please and thank you. We'll also, if there are any ideas or topics that you want us to dive into, hit us up on social media. We'll make sure to get that into the mix. Also, we put these out every week, so if you've liked what you've heard on this one, check out some previous episodes and bookmark it wherever you get your podcast from for the upcoming episodes. Shout out to Mikey Mike on the ones and twos working the Ultranet for us, and we'll see you on the next one, Troublemakers.